Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing absolutely fine and staying safe, seeing the current situation across the world. And there were quite a few things I really wanted to talk through, as a lot of students, as a lot of workers or peer holders are approaching, and they were having a lot of questions regarding the current situation in Canada, because they're outside the Canada and they really don't know what exactly is going on, the inside details, and they're not able to come up with a decision what they should do or what should be their next steps on whether they should come to Canada at the moment or should they delay these things. So I will start with the fact that whatever is happening in Canada is almost on the same line with whatever is happening across the world. The situation is not that great. Everyone is affected with a lot of things. The jobs are affected, the economy is affected at all. Now, to start with, the number one thing that is affected by the situation is the jobs. In Canada, a lot of people are doing part-time jobs and full-time jobs too. But what happens in full-time job is, if for example you are working in an IT company, the folks or the company guys may ask you to work from home. So in that case, instead of going to office, you simply work from home. So you are not that affected by means of the income, because you will be working from home and you will be earning the money. But the people who are doing their part-time jobs or full-time jobs at such places, for example in grocery stores or in drug marts or in restaurants, which are getting closed off or which have reduced their operations, will be laying off. So they'll be laying off their workers because there is lockdown in the country. So if the stores or if the shops are closed, they won't require that much of workforce. So there will be a temporary layoff, or no one knows for how long the layoff will be, but they won't be working at all. So they'll be sitting back at home and they won't have any kind of work to do. So laying off will directly impact their income, because if they are not working, they are not supposed to get anything from their employer at the moment. But in order to support the people in Canada, the government has employment insurance in place. So anyone who is getting laid off from the job can actually go and apply for the employment insurance, where they can get a percentage of income what they were earning at their place. And recently over 1 million people applied for employment insurance, which is a record in Canadian history, because that's a very big number. That means that over 1 million people were laid off from their jobs. Now, a lot of folks are trying to come to Canada because they have their visas issued, because before this thing was started. Now, those folks are students. Those folks are who got their work permits. Those folks are who got their permanent residence. So they want to do the soft landing. They want to come to Canada as a permanent resident. Now, sitting outside Canada, they might be from a country where the number of cases are more than Canada, and they might think that in Canada the situation is comparatively better and it will be a good and wise decision to land or to move to Canada at this point of time, because Canada is allowing everyone except the tourists as of today's date to come down to Canada. So there is no restriction at all. If you have a student visa granted issued to you, you can come down to Canada. If you have permanent residency, you can come down to Canada. If you are a permanent resident, or if you want to do a soft landing, or if you're coming out for a first time, you can come down to Canada. But they don't really know what is the on-ground situation in Canada. They think that we will go to Canada, we might apply for a job and we might get it. But what is the reality? That's what we will talk through. Now, starting from the point, whenever you land to Canada, what are your initial steps? you would like to have a mobile phone, you will have, if you have a mobile phone, you will go for a SIM card. Let's take a SIM card, let's go for a telecom operator because you need voice calls or internet. If you just want to roam around, that's your first necessity. Another thing is you would like to have a bank account, and you would like to have a SIN number, social insurance number, when you come to Canada, because that is required for your job. So these are your required things. I would like to tell you that most of the banks in Canada at the moment are closed. So you can't open a bank account. If you find few of the branches open, many people are reporting that the Service Canada centers are closed. That means you won't be able to get a SIN. Now, if you don't get a SIN, you can't really start your job. So at first place, finding a job at the moment is a real challenge because no one is hiring. We had news about the Walmart hiring 10,000 folks, but not everyone is interested to work at Walmart because some folks might be coming with a lot of experience and they really don't want to do the survival jobs. They are looking specifically for the IT companies. Not a lot of IT companies are hiring at the moment. They have freezed the hiring. Myself, being from IT company, I really know the situation at the moment. Everyone is trying to cut off on their budget. So even if they keep the current workforce with them, that is a very, very big thing. Forget about new hiring or hiring new people who are landing to Canada, or whosoever is in Canada is applying for a job. So this is very difficult time to really come down and apply for a new job. If you really want to apply for a survival job, even that is really difficult, because if Walmart is really looking forward to hire new people, that folks or students will be applying for those jobs. There are, just imagine, 1 million people who are being laid off by their employer. If Walmart is hiring 10,000 folks, just imagine how many people will be applying for that job and what is your chance of securing that job. Just do the math. It's very simple. So the thing is, when you will come down to Canada, you will have to do a lot of expenditure on your rent. Now, coming about the rent, the second difficulty is finding a housing. If you go to the Airbnb website, you will see that there is a cut on availability. Many folks are not entertaining new guests. Whosoever was staying in the Airbnb, they are allowing them to stay or to extend. But many people have removed their listings from the website. So you won't find a lot of Airbnbs. Even if you find, they will be expensive or it will be difficult because you don't know who else has stayed in that building from last few days, and it will not be very, very safe for you to go there because you don't know if the place is sanitized or not. So it's very difficult, and just roaming around here and there, finding a new place is very difficult at the moment. Stating that the public transportation is hit, stating that it's not the best time to find a new place. Everyone is just trying to stay back at home and do the social distancing. So it's not the best time because you have to go out, and when you will go out, you will find that everything is closed. So if you are really, really into coming to Canada in next 1 or 2 months, I would say that give it a second thought about it and postpone your plans until the things are settled. This might be looking good from outside that let's go to Canada and we will be eligible for the medical benefits, which is really, really important for a few folks who are coming down because they might not have the medical benefits back there in their home countries, and they think that if you come here, we will have the medical benefits. So you won't get the medical benefits right away. That is a whole different story. So that will take a few months, right? So if you get into something over here, the medical expenditure is damn huge. That will dig a hole in your pocket. So really, really think about it if you really want to come down here at this moment. Now, few students are also approaching me that they have their visas issued from the universities or colleges, and we are really keen into coming down for the May intake. Now, assume for the May intake you are coming out from your country and landing into Canada for your studies or for other stuff in the last week of April. Though I really want from the bottom of my heart for the situation to come back to the normal stage, but we should be practical enough. Every country is now extending their lockdown periods till end of April, and if we look it from the practical side, it is really looking difficult that everything will be back to track in just 1 month. So I will say that even if you come in April, do not expect any jobs at all the rent, everything you have to pay from your own pocket. And even if you really want to go to the universities, every university, all the colleges are closed. So all the virtual classrooms thing is coming up. You have all the classes on your machine. You're attending classes from your home. Exams are getting postponed. All the graduation ceremonies are getting postponed. There are even folks who are worried about that they will not be able to complete their term in this semester. So it's anyways getting extended for many students. So I will really request you, I will really urge you to think about it and get your semester deferred to the September intake for now, because many universities, colleges are allowing you to do the deferral to the September intake or to January intake next year. So think about it, get it deferred to September. That is my advice, because in Canada, if you're coming and staying here without any job, there's a lot of expenditure you're incurring when you come here. All your GSE will go just like that, and you won't be having anything in your pocket after a few months, which is really, really difficult. And even if the situation gets back on track, there are a lot of 100,000 students or other workers who will be looking out for the job. So just look at that competition that you will be among others. And whenever a student comes in, it's anyways difficult to find a job. But when you come at this point of time with this increased number because of the current situation, how will you find a job? Just think about it. So the situation is really bad from the job perspective. It's one of the recession periods where you really don't want to come in and get yourself stuck. So it's really a good decision to stay back at your place with your family, because you don't have to worry about the food and the other expenses, because that really plays a big part when you come to Canada. And do not forget, that's a very important point. Whosoever is landing in Canada, they have to do a 14 days of self-quarantine. That means that when you come here, you stay back at home and you cannot just go out, even to look out for rentals, even to buy your groceries, because just in case you have something, you really don't want to transmit it to other people. And if you are found not abiding the rules and the regulations, a legal action will be taken against you. So I just wanted to urge you to give it a second thought, and I think this video will surely help you to take a decision. And I would request you to like the video, because in that way this video will reach a lot of other folks too, who might be interested in coming to Canada at this point of time, and even they will know what is the current situation. So do hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer the questions. Subscribe to the channel. I keep on providing all the updates about a lot of things in Canada, and do follow me on Instagram. Sometimes it's not possible to provide the current update on YouTube, and on Instagram it's really easy to interact with the audience and just keep on updating with the current situation in Canada at the moment, and share a lot of things on Instagram. So you really want to check it out. The ID is Rahul__Midha, and the link will be in the description of the video. So do check it out, do follow me on Instagram, and see you in the next one. Have a very nice day, and stay safe. Bye now.